live. What's up, guys? It's Legend X Ronin, and today I have our very first Apex live discussion. For this discussion, I will be joined by one of my closest friends, Poetify. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What is up? What is up? As you just heard from the legend himself, it's Poetify here. I've known Legend for a very long time, and we're both really excited to talk about this game because it's something we've been playing a lot, for a while now. So it's gonna be fun talking about this. I'm excited.
Definitely. So, for the YouTube viewers, you guys pretty much already know how I do the live discussions, but I'm actually streaming this on both YouTube and Twitch. So, the Twitch streamers might not know, but pretty much how this goes down is we choose a topic, we discuss on it, we take a few questions and everything from the chat, and we may even bring on some of our people in Discord into the chat so they can give their thoughts on the topic and talk on it with us as well. So for today's discussion, we're actually going to be pretty much talking about Season 8 of Apex overall, you know, the new character, the new gun, the new map, pretty much everything that deals with that. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with the first topic of this discussion. So, Poetify, what did you think
What up?
about that launch trailer we got for Season 8? Because it definitely matches the name of Mayhem that they have for Season 8.
Yo, it's interesting because of course people are gonna have different opinions. I've been reading the comments of what people think. I personally thought it was amazing. Like everything was amazing. There's certain things I'm a little about. We'll talk about that in a second. But overall, I thought the trailer was super dope. It was so fun to watch. We definitely learned a lot about Fuse just from that little bit of engagement with the characters and stuff.
Oh,
I thought it was dope.
definitely with the whole little, caustic butt slap he did there.
Just a little cheek action.
hey,
It don't
hey,
hurt no. You know what I'm saying?
hey, the man Costa took it like a champ though. Bloodhound was not having it.
Honestly, Cossack took it a lot better than I thought he would have. Like, I was, I was like, he's a little too comfortable getting these cheeks smashed right now.
I mean, he kind
Getting
of
his,
just he like stopped for a second, turned, looked at him, and just kept it moving.
yeah, he was like, okay. I mean, it's cool. The memes are just hilarious.
Definitely funny. I thought it was kind of crazy just because I expected because we already knew King's Canyon was gonna get like obliterated and
Right.
like kind of reformed and everything. I just expected a little bit of a crazier way. I definitely knew it was gonna involve Fuse's like little friend, but I expected a little bit more like destruction the way that it happened. But overall, it definitely was great. I was kind of very disappointed in our man Gibby because instead of throwing down a bubble, this man is just motioning people like to get to safety. I'm like, you have a whole ability that could protect people under a shield. What are you doing?
That is one of the things I'm like, about. Like, I was so confused when I saw that happen.
Hey,
Like,
shout out to Lifeline though. She did her job, man. She did her job.
she was definitely the combat medic that she is. She was definitely out there saving lives for sure.
Yeah, and looking stunning while doing it. Might I add?
Very much so. Lifeline is Bay, most definitely,
Oh yeah, top
as
five.
you know.
Oh yeah, we know you. You know how you are about Lifeline.
Very much so. But I don't know. I thought it would have been cool to see other characters there as well. Like you know how much I love Octane. So
Yeah.
I'm like in my head I'm thinking like every character's there. You're seeing like characters use their abilities to help people. Like maybe Loba grabs someone and throws her ring like to get people out. Maybe Octane's like grabbing people and like running and like I don't know. I just thought it'd be dope to see everyone trying chiming in using their abilities to help out in that situation. But then Gibby's right there like not even throwing his bubble. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. That just it was interesting that they did that.
Yeah, like Octane would have definitely been cool being there because I feel like him and Fuse have so much in common. They're gonna. I already know their dialogue with each other is gonna be freaking ridiculous. Like I would have assumed that he would have been a character that would have been in this trailer, but evidently they didn't think he was good enough.
Oh my goodness, that hurts.
My boy
That-
Crypto
that-
was there though in the background.
Crypto was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, him, Loba, and Horizon were like the first group. Well, no, they were the second group shown.
See, but overall, man, the trailer was dope. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited.
All Alrighty, so next thing, what do you think about Fuse as a whole? Like, I know we've kind of like gotten to see like a little bit of leak of how his tact is. We got the teaser of his ultimate in the game, but Fuse overall, how do you think he's gonna play? Like, do you think he might
Mhm.
be meta? Like, what are your thoughts?
Hmm. It's very interesting because before Fuse came, I was like, okay, we have, Gibby, we have Bang, who have these like big explosive ults. So it's interesting because he's adding another, like it's another big explosive character. I honestly think he's going to be pretty strong. It looks like he's going to be pretty strong. I don't know specifics about his tack and his ult. You might even know a little bit more about that than I do. I've seen little animations of his tack and stuff, sort of, but like overall, like, do you know what he's gonna have?
So we already know about the ult because that's what the teaser was with the
The
nuke
bomb.
thing dropping, and then it's like an incendiary. Once you hit it, it sets off like the real ring of fire and does damage over time like a thermite. But as far as his tact, like we got to see the leak of like the animations and everything for it, and then like in the launch trailer you get to see him actually do it. Like towards the end he shot out like this little grenade thing and
I did see that.
he was able to shoot it. So I'm not necessarily sure how it's going to be. I mean, we know he's going to be able to shoot out some form of explosive, but I wonder if he's going to be able to shoot it like how he did in the launch trailer. Like imagine like if he were to like shoot it up, when it lands of course it explodes, but if he can like shoot it with a gun in midair, it can set off multiple explosions like how it did in the trailer.
Oh, it's definitely. I could see him being strong, man.
Yeah.
I could definitely like anytime there's these characters with these abilities to launch these explosives, especially ones that explode rather quickly, even on command, stuff like that. I feel like they can be pretty strong. Which is why
Definitely
Gibby's ult is so freaking
devastating.
menacing.
Yeah.
It'll like honestly,
I got you.
it'll be
So
fun to see.
two quick questions then: meta or not meta?
Hmm. I mean, obviously when he first comes out, everyone's gonna be trying to use him, but will it last? I don't know if I have the answer to that yet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my opinion is on that yet.
I mean, it's fair. This is like an early prediction, just off of what we've seen so far. Do you think there's a possibility he could be meta?
Honestly, maybe because I'm thinking with his ult being able to like position it at certain places and just kind of wait for a team to show up and then like shoot it and then it
Mm-hmm.
just explodes. I could definitely see that being super super useful to push a team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe with like the combination of maybe with like a wraith to be able to portal close to where they set the bomb off to get there really quickly to finish up the team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Hey,
maybe.
imagine this: Bangalore smokes, Horizon throws her ult and sucks him in, and then he drops the nukes on
See,
him.
that's the thing. I'm both excited
That's
and a
actually
little
crazy.
scared to start to see these combinations people are going to be making. I could see that Horizon and Fuse. My goodness, Horizon's ult.
Nah, that
Uh,
thing's already crazy now. Imagine just dropping all these nukes on somebody now.
that's the thing. Does he drop more than one?
I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be one, but I'm curious to see because it's like a teaser's a teaser is gonna kind of give you an idea what it's gonna be like. I think it will be one, but I feel like that ring of fire might be bigger if I had to take a guess because you
Ooh,
want it to be effective.
yeah. See, that's going to be interesting. So many questions, so little answers, but we'll see very soon.
I got you. And then another early prediction question: What
What's up?
tier? Where do you think you would place like on a tier list? You know, S being the best character, of course, D being the
Right.
worst.
Um, hmm. I don't see him being any worse than C. Like
Right.
even like after, the newness of him just being a character, I don't see him being any worse than C. I feel like
Mhm.
that's from what I've seen so far, it seems like he's going to be useful enough to be C or better. But he could come out the gates running and be like an A, like
Like
Horizon,
Horizon.
right? Or Yeah, Horizon's killing the tiers right now.
Yeah, I feel like the reason for that, of course, is like, previous characters released before Horizon weren't all that great coming out the gate. Cough cough Rampart, but I think
Yeah.
that they're trying to change that up. I feel like he's definitely going to be like an A. I think he's going to be meta as well. Like depending on like how his tactical like really works out, and of course how his ult really works out. I feel like they have a lot of potential, so I could see him being meta. As far as like tier lists, I feel like A, B at the very least. I just got that feeling, but that's just like an early prediction. Of course, we haven't seen gameplay or anything like that yet, so these are just early predictions based off what we've seen so far. But I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts. I mean, we don't know what his passive is either. Now, there are rumors saying that he might be able to hold extra grenades. Like, what do you think about that?
I think, and although, just for everybody, I started playing this game, um, for I started playing season 1, but then I quit because I honestly kind of, I don't know, I stopped playing it. But I came back season 5, so I really started playing the game season 5. Is when I really started playing, and I think at one point they had grenades where you could like stack them before season 5.
I've heard that. I didn't like it wasn't season four. At least I don't remember
Right.
it in season four.
So it's interesting, but it seems like they did that for a reason. So with him being able to have more grenades, it might be pretty crazy. I mean, grenades really do throwables win fights.
Yeah,
They win fights a lot. So
especially when you have a Horizon on your team.
exactly. My goodness, especially when you have a Horizon. So again, that goes back to the Horizon Fuse combo. Uh-oh.
Hmm. I feel like
Uh-oh.
they're gonna work good together, man. I definitely think that.
It's gonna be dope. I can't wait to start to see like these quips and like these interactions between them because he seems like a funny character, man.
Yeah,
Definitely add some more personality to the already, you know, eccentric group of people.
yeah. Him or Mirage and probably like Octane gonna have some like funny back and forth.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Alrighty, so the next thing I want to discuss is, the new gun that we're going to be getting, that 30-30 repeater sniper. Like, what do you think about that? Because I just got that strong feeling that this is about to be a really good gun. Like, it's probably going to need nurse right off the bat.
Well, first it reminds me like strongly of like something from Red Dead Redemption, like the
Yeah.
30-30 repeater. Something that Arthur Morgan would wield. First off, um I I feel like it's gonna be crazy. It's supposed to be Salvo's most popular gun, right? And it's
Hmm.
not your most popular gun isn't gonna be popular for no reason, right? So
True.
I'm very interested to see how strong this is. It, yeah, I think it might be to the point where the Volt came in and became what some people's favorite SMG. Maybe this gun
It's
will
one of them.
change some stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know I saw like people discussing some things, and I kind of want your thoughts on this as well. So it's already kind of labeled as a sniper, but
Okay.
some people are guessing that it might be in the mindset of a G Scout, how it's a light gun, but it's a sniper. So some people are saying that instead of this being a sniper gun that takes sniper ammo, this might be a heavy gun taking heavy ammo. What do you
My
think?
goodness. So when I first saw it, I don't know. I did get that G7. That's kind of what I thought of as well. And
Mm-hmm.
G7 is pretty dang good. I'm thinking about right now, like if the G7 were to be heavy, right, and it would be just as strong and have the ability to slow people down as well when they're shot. If they're the 30-30 repeaters like that, that might be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Um, it might be pretty devastating. That heavy ammo is crazy, man.
Yeah, and that thing it shoots quick too. So like, I'm already ready to see how this gun's gonna be. Because like I said, I definitely think it's gonna be like a really strong gun, like right out the bat, right off the bat. So probably gonna be seeing some nurse by by mid season if it just happens to be that good.
I hope it is that good. I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see how good. Like before they nerf it. Like let's see. I just want to see how crazy it is. But
yeah.
it's gonna be fun, man.
I don't think either of us have been playing since like a gun has come out like really like OP. Like for instance, the charge rifle. I heard that thing used to melt people back when it first came out. we weren't playing the game at the time. So like I would love to see what it's like to have a gun come out and just be stupid OP in the beginning.
It's crazy because like to hear that, like to come in and like use a charge rifle and be like, you know, it's okay. It's not, you know, terrible, but it's okay. And then people be like, yo, the charge rifle used to be freaking crazy. I'm like, really? This gun? So they must have like, not that the charge rifle is bad at all. It definitely still beams and lasers people, but it must have been really crazy back then for real, like you said.
Yeah, it wasn't even a sniper. It took energy ammo from what I've heard.
So that high velocity, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
All right,
Crazy.
so let's go ahead and talk about this new King's Canyon because, man, what was her name? Maggie? Maggie was his friend's
Maggie.
name? Yo, she destroyed, like, that thing. And the thing is, like, I don't know if you realize, like, the area of where she destroyed. So, it happened over at Slum Lakes. That's that area that, it's, like, over bottom left, I want to say, looking at the actual map, is, like, kind of like a marshy area, and it has like all the houses and everything there. A lot of final circles are over there sometime. You remember it?
By Pit, right?
Yes, by the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So that area was the main destruction, and that big old ship. What is the inauguration ship? So guess where that landed, and guess what's gone now? Cage.
Wait, Cage is gone?
Cage is gone. That ship landed on Cage, supposedly, man.
So
no,
oh my.
no more hot drop at Cage, man. That's a little crazy. I guess because like I said, we kind of jumped into the game like a little later than most people, and a lot of people who really love beginning King's Canyon don't care for King's Canyon as it is now. So we're just now getting changes. I mean, we got to see the Loba change, the King's Canyon getting rid of Skull Town, which I love Skull Town. Now we're about to see like Slum Lakes is gone, Cage is gone. Like it's really interesting seeing them change up the map and just seeing how it affects the game overall and just your idea on the map because we both love Cage. Like that's a hot drop, a common drop for both of us. Just to think that Cage is not going to be there no more, just it seems crazy. But I wonder if it's going to be for the best. But what are your thoughts on all of that?
Well, first, I freaking love Kings Canyon. You know that. You love Kings Canyon as well. Well, I'm just ecstatic to see Kings Canyon back in general. I know a lot of people don't like Kings Canyon. I get it, but I think it's a really fun map, and I definitely has some nostalgia to it. So it's gonna be dope to see it back. But you just really gave me some information because I was really wondering what was being exploded. I've heard different things, and I didn't know Cage was involved.
Yeah.
So very interesting. So wait, hold on. Did the ship land through Cage? So is it going to be like some type of Cage halfway destroyed type situation there, or?
I'm not necessarily sure. I just heard that that's where it landed. I know it landed over towards Cage. Slum Lakes got completely destroyed. There's a leaked picture that actually shows a little bit of what it looks like now. There's a lot more houses and more of an open area instead of being as cluttered as what it was before. And supposedly I'm hearing the artillery might be gone as well. So
I heard that as well.
Yeah, like north of Slum Lakes where we used to drop, it had like the little wall that people would get on the jump tower and step on the wall and shoot people and everything. So supposedly all that might be gone as well. But like this is just all things I've been hearing. I don't know 100% sure, of course.
This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, and I mean, don't shoot me, but I don't really like Slum Lakes. I mean, really, I never really liked Slum Lakes too much. It's one, like you said, it is an annoying last circle. My goodness, when you just get up on that mountain right there, and you just have such an annoying circle. And it's always just been like a little bit of a cluttered kind of mess right there. People just kind of camp in those little buildings, and it's like But so I'm not too hurt that it's getting kind of destroyed. but Cage, not Cage.
Yeah, that one broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I guess maybe it'll be cool, like you said, like if it landed there, caused some destruction, but Cage is still kind of there, but it's just like, obliterated. So a little bit, it'd be kind of cool. I want to see what it looks like. So for sure.
You're gonna be happy with just the bottom part of Cage, just like a little bit.
I'm thinking like, what if Cage like crashed, part of it fell off and it's on the ground, and now you can run through that part on the ground. Like it's like horizontal on the ground. I don't know. Maybe it'll add a nice like different little dynamic of Cage where you're running through the destruction of it and you're fighting. There's cover. I don't know.
I mean, that wouldn't be
It
bad.
might be some fire around and stuff. It might be kind of cool.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. I'm just curious to see how the layout more so is going to be, just because I heard like I know it's going to be a bit lower ground because she like leveled it, but also like where artillery is, the rumor is that that stuff got flooded. So like I
Oh, I
wonder,
did hear that.
yeah, because like the dam or whatever broke, but like it's flooded. So like I wonder if they're gonna like put like bridges or like stuff on top of the water and everything to kind of like get around.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I'm interested in that too because I did hear about the flooding. I almost forgot. My goodness, dude, this map's gonna be. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Feel like
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
most definitely, dude. I'm so excited to have Kings Canyon back. Honestly, I'm curious to see how they're gonna do the rotation of maps. That's one thing I'm very curious about.
I feel like that's why they brought Kings Canyon back for like a week, like last what was it
Hmm.
last week, just to kind of give us a taste of what it's going to be like having a rotation for 3 maps. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I definitely think they should definitely get the times together, probably make them more even out on how long you spend on each map because sometimes you get playing on a map for too long, and of course if you're playing ranked on that said map for a while, like you get a little bit of aggravated with that map. It's like, yo, I'm ready to go to Kings Canyon, or I'm ready to go to World's Edge or Olympus. So I feel like they definitely need to make sure that it's evened out. That way we can kind of not spend too much time on one map.
Most definitely, you definitely get burnt out a little bit. I mean, even if it's on Kings Canyon, the beloved map. I mean, you still get burnt out. You want to go back to World's Edge, and maybe even Olympus, because there's definitely times where we're like, dude, we kind of miss Olympus,
Yeah,
even though we've kind of, it's kind of gotten a little stale for us a little bit.
yeah.
But um, I don't know. I've always wondered how they even do the timer, to be honest. So
That
but I agree. I think they should definitely even it out.
I seen the timer before. Like I want to say like one of the leakers, what is it, Structal? He put out a timer back when Kings Canyon
Shuttle.
had came back, and it was interesting seeing how they did it because it was like an hour each for each of them, and then like a hour and a half for each of them, and then 2 hours for each of them. Then going back to like say it was weird. Like I don't necessarily understand the structure, but I just like I feel like every map should just be like an hour and a half, and then just move from there.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one time for each one, but maybe they have some like some system that they're working that we don't know about. But
I mean, that would
I
definitely
mean,
be nice.
yeah, most definitely.
And the only thing I can say as well, though, like I maybe like the whatever map is on ranked for that time period should be the one that's like get the least amount of time because I feel like we got burnt out on Olympus mainly because you had the beginning of that season you had to be on Olympus when you played pubs, and then ranked was on Olympus as well, and I think that's just why we got burnt out so quick. And then we were trying to get used to it as well.
I think that was the main reason, and still to this day, I don't know why. Like, why did they do that? Like, why did it not switch over to World's Edge? I was so confused. Um, why I went, why they went about it like that. But I mean, hey,
To each their own. All right, so I do want to get into like some of the other things that we've been hearing about, just like that should be coming to season 8. So, uh, there's a leak that when the launch trailer had came out on the Japanese launch trailer, they leaked the date of Apex on Switch. Now, me and you both own a Switch. Of course, Apex is not like Switch is not where we're trying to mainly play Apex. I mean, PC, PlayStation, PC is definitely the best place to play it. But being able to take it on the go is not a bad thing. It's actually pretty interesting. And of course, with the new Switch version, we all know a mobile version probably will be coming soon. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
first of all, wow, a mobile version. That's crazy. But I think, well, first, of course, I'll even grab it here. The Switch is an amazing piece of tech, and I think it's going to be pretty crazy to be able to play Apex Legends on the go, like you just said. Of course, like you said as well, we're not going to be mainly playing it on there, but I definitely will hop on to see how it is. We just kind of run some duos or some trios just to see how it is. I just really wonder how the Switch is going to handle the game. Um, but the game's not. It's Apex isn't like super demanding, so maybe it will do the game justice.
Yeah, most free to play games don't typically are like too demanding. Like games like Warframe and Fortnite, they actually run
Hmm.
pretty decently on the Switch. Like I end up switching over like Warframe, playing it consistently on Switch compared to me having played it on PlayStation. Though it did look better, I just like the factor that it's such a grindy game. I could play it play it on handheld, play it on my bed while watching TV and everything. So I definitely think that Apex is gonna run pretty decent on the Switch. It definitely is gonna need to have 60 frames. Like 30 frames is not gonna do it in a first person shooter, but like
Mm.
I'm thinking it's gonna be running pretty well. Then of course there are rumors of a new Switch Pro, so even if it doesn't run well on the base Switch, if we do get this new Switch Pro that's supposed to have like all this extra stuff like 4K, that's gonna be such a huge thing to be able to take on the go, man.
Dude, just thinking about the Switch Pro, my goodness. Like I've been thinking about that. I've been seeing people talk about it on Twitter, like what they think it's going to be capable of. Some people think it's going to be able to do like 4K and 60 FPS and stuff like this. Other people are like, no, that's not possible because then Nintendo's kind of breaking the barrier that they want to do for portable games. I don't really know what they're going to do, but I am super excited about that console, bro. Whenever that drops, I have to cop that. Um, but I think playing Apex on the Switch, because like you said, Fortnite runs actually very well. I've played Fortnite on the Switch. I played Warframe once or twice. I know you have like over like 1,000 hours on that game.
We're not gonna talk about my video game addiction with that.
Yeah, we'll save that for another discussion. But um, I think it'll be fun, man. Like I just remember the first time I played Skyrim on my Switch. Oh, wow. Even though it was like the fifth time buying that game. We won't talk about that either. Like playing that on the Switch felt like playing it for the first time again. Isn't that weird?
No,
Like
I felt the same.
so it'll be dope. I want to experience that. I definitely want to experience that. Apex on the Switch.
And then, of course, mobile phones, that's going to be interesting as well. But I mean, I'm not big into playing games on mobile. You know this, we've had this discussion. So, like, of course, I would be more so on the Switch side of it. But I think that's pretty interesting for people who don't have a Switch and just want to get their fill of Apex for the day to be able to just play it on their phone. Like, I'm really curious to see when they actually do drop the release date for a mobile version.
Yeah, I know you're not too fond of the mobile games, but there was a time in which I did play them a good bit because I was just kind of curious to see how far mobile has come. And to be honest, it's come very far, especially if you have a decent phone. Um, Pretty much any iPhone user, no bias, can probably run these games. I know mostly probably any like I don't know any Samsung phone as well probably, but
Yeah, no
mobile phone.
Nokias.
No Nokias. I'm sorry. No Nokias. None of those. I'm sorry. But I think it will be pretty cool to be able just to pick up your phone and then see the Apex Legend like screen load up on your phone. Like what? That's gonna be wild.
Definitely. And then, of course, with us talking about Apex coming to like more systems like the Switch and more stuff like the phone, there's of course that talk of cross progression. Now as good as me, I have been waiting for this forever now because I feel like PC is the way to go, and I've been playing on PlayStation, and I'm guilty of spending about $500 on Apex. And I just don't want to start all over and lose all my stuff. You made the jump, and I just don't think I don't got the guts enough to do it. So I've been waiting on cross progression so I can move over to PC. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to be wondering with the Switch release. Like, can they bring all their stuff over to the Switch? So do you think that we might see cross progression in Season 8?
Man, if if I could have a quarter for the amount of times I've typed on Google Apex Legends cross progression and just to check to see how far they've gone with it, I would probably I would have a decent amount of money at this point because I check it regularly. Like I'm always trying to see. But I think maybe about a month ago or something they posted about it, and it is in the works, and they're doing this and this, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to do it. So at least we know they're doing it, right? But um, right, quote quote doing it.
Yeah.
But I I don't know, man. I was really scared to make that jump too. So I definitely feel it. I just will we get it season 8? Will we get cross progression season 8? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe uh,
it might happen, possibly. I don't know, like right out the gate, but they already said before season 8 that there's going to be some exciting things coming season 8 and 9, and season 9 in
mhm.
particular. There's going to be some stuff we wouldn't even expect. So I'm curious to see. I feel like cross progression has to be somewhere in that frame because that's just something that people have wanted for many seasons now. So hopefully we do get it soon.
That's I'm glad you said that because that's what I was. That's what exactly what I was thinking. I remember watching that video where the guy was. I think it was one of the lead designers of
Hmm.
Apex, and he was speaking. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, he was saying like you just said, season 8 and season 9, and then he was also said like even upwards of season 12. There's some really exciting things, but season 9 specifically, some things like you said, we are not expecting. So that sounds like cross progression. Well, either that or maybe some new game modes? Question mark. Wink, wink. I don't know.
Oh, and that actually is what leads me on to the next topic I kind of want to discuss. So, like, I did want to ask you, like, what are your overall expectations, of course, of season 8? But before we kind of get into those expectations, we do have some other stuff that has been talked about, that's in the works. So, as we already know, we got introduced to Salvo, which is a new planet that's going to be in the Outlands, and we got to see a little bit of it in Fuse's story, the Outlands trailer. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people were thinking that we are going to get that as a new map for season 8, but as we know, we're going to be getting a obliterated Kings Canyon. So, two things I want to ask you. Do you think that we'll be getting it as a new map, possibly like season 9 or down the road? Or, as it is rumored, we're supposed to be getting a new arena mode that's going to be kind of like Team Deathmatch. And do you think that it will be a map for that mode?
Boy, that would be a very nice way to connect everything for sure. With the way they've kind of made this big, like, Salvo has joined the syndicate, this big, thing, this big event that's happening. I feel like Salvo is definitely not going anywhere. So I wouldn't be completely surprised if they brought it, in as a map. I could definitely see that. Whether it will be used for the TDM mode, which is going to be super exciting, by the way. Um, I'm not sure, but I could. I mean, even with that, I could see that. I could see them connecting it that way. I just can't believe there might be something other than a battle royale with this game.
Yeah,
That's gonna be crazy.
I mean, it's very interesting. There were some leaks, of course. There's the arena mode 3v3s. There's supposed to be another mode where it's going to be 6v6. So, like, I feel like that's going to be a lot of what gets wrapped up into season 9, as far as what they said is going to be exciting and unexpected. But we might get
Mhm.
a little taste of it with season 8. And of course, like I said, with us being introduced to Salvo, that could be a possible map, whether it's a new battle royale map or even just arena map, which I think the arena one is more possible, especially like after watching the story to the Outland trailer for Fuse, how they had that little ring and they were fighting in that arena. Like, I mean, Salvo looks like an interesting place. Like, definitely like an anarchy like place. I'm curious to see what they do with it.
That'd be cool, man. Like you said, it does seem like it's a pretty Salvo seems like it. There's a lot of mayhem
Yeah.
over that's going on over there. So it would be a pretty cool place to see some TDM, just people going crazy on that map. It'd be fun.
Gotcha. So what would you say then is your overall just expectations for then season 8? Like what would make season 8 a great season for you?
Honestly, for season 7, this season right now, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a load of fun. Horizon came in, she literally she came out running, man. She's been such a fun character to use. The Olympus, even though we've got a little burnout on it, it's been a fun map. I love pretty much everything they've done with this season. It's been a very, very, very fun season. So season 8, if they're able to really match, you know, first the Fuse is just as fun as Horizon. That's going to be a great step, very great step forward. So Fuse being fun, definitely that 30-30 repeater being like nice enough to want to pick up and use, and just Kings Canyon. Honestly, I think it's already gonna be a great season. Like I'm already excited. Like just having Kings Canyon back and then in a different form as well is like, dude, what else do you want?
Yeah.
What else do you want? So I just match the hype of season 7. Maybe add some stuff. Um, I think I'm sold. I think you've got me. Gonna be honest. I'm not too hard to please.
Well, unfortunately, I am. No, I'm joking. But I do,
Someone's gotta be.
I do like hope for just certain things. For starters, I already know the battle pass is gonna be really cool. I think the theme of mayhem is definitely gonna like bring out some cool creativity with them. But please, no Wraith skin. I know there's a lot of you Wraith mains out there, like yourself now, Poetify. But she gets enough skins as is. Please sit her on the sidelines this battle pass. Insane goes for Octane as well. Let's go ahead and get your mains out of here, man. Like they always get skins. Give my boy Crypto an extra skin. I would love a skin for Mirage. Just something really good. I feel like Bangalore could have a really good skin for this theme of mayhem. Like this other characters is not those two. Put the Mastiff up because we know there's gonna be nerfs and some buffs. Put the Mastiff back in the care package. Like the Mastiff meta has been a bit much to say the least. So I'm ready. I think it's time for that gun to go back into the care package. Bring the Prowler back out. I love that gun. And I mean, I feel like King's Canyon is going to be good. It's going to take some getting used to, of course, like as all maps do. But I think it's going to be good. I think Fuse is going to be amazing. I think the 30-30 repeater is going to be devastating. So do those little things, and I think I'll be pretty good to go for season 8.
Okay, you're absolutely right. You've sparked a few things. First, like you said, Bangalore. Let's get her a decent skin for once. Okay, let's not continue to do Anita wrong. All right, let's come on. Let's give her something that's appealing. Not that she doesn't have
Get
any
the hair
good
right.
skin. Please get the hair right. Come on, like don't have her looking like that out here, please. Okay, so let's show her some love. Um, she does have some good skins, but let's give her a couple more. Obviously, the Heirloom. We could talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
The Mastiff. Just to piggyback off that, just throw that back into the care package for real because it's an understatement. Like that gun has been just completely it's been a crutch this whole season. It's been a crutch this whole season for people, and it's annoying at this point. It's a little too much, but so yeah, honestly, they do those two things. Maybe add in like a buff for Octane. I mean, not too much. Just just some things. And I think I'll be happy with everything else I said. Yeah.
Give him a buff, just don't give him a skin in the battle pass. I'm good with that.
I'm good with that as well. I'm good with that as well. And then add cross progression so I can get my other skins from PlayStation for Octane, and I'm good. I'm good.
Definitely, because that cross progression, we get that. Bye bye PlayStation. I'm going straight to PC. Whether it's mouse and keyboard or controller, I'm on PC now.
It's crazy, honestly, and it leads me to think about when we were just talking about the Switch. It has to be at 60 FPS because I don't want to go all PC master race here, guys. Because every platform is great, but coming from PlayStation to PC now, I just don't know if I can really deal with anything less than 60 FPS.
Yeah.
I don't know. So PC, in other words, definitely is the way to play. But PS5 is cool too. Xbox is cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they're in the works of making the updated version for the PS5 and Xbox. So I know a lot of people can be able to look forward to that. But of course, I feel like if you
Hmm.
already have a PlayStation or Xbox, your stuff is probably already going to transfer over as is. So don't have anything to worry about that. But going cross-platform, that's where we're hoping that cross progression finally comes in. So hopefully that does come soon, though.
Mm,
All right.
definitely.
So, as you mentioned earlier, with every season, we have our collection events and we have our heirloom for said event. So, as we know, the second anniversary of Apex is coming up. We know that we're supposed to be getting an event for that. That's why we got the launch trailer video early, as Structal said, because we're going to be getting a trailer for the collection event. It's going to be for the anniversary, and of course, we already got a little bit of that leaked. A lot of it's going to be a lot of former Battle Pass skins, but recolored. And that's going to be in the collection event. And if we get all said skins, instead of giving you a specific character's heirloom, supposedly we're going to just get heirloom shards. So you can actually choose what heirloom you want, which I think definitely should be how it goes, honestly, because it gives you that option. But with all that being said as well, what do you think about that in the event? And also, who do you think is going to get an heirloom this season? Because I'm hearing that the anniversary event is going to be the collection event for the season. There's not going to be two, but one. So who do you think is going
Hmm.
to be that character, and what do you just think about all that overall?
Well, first, the ability to get shards. That is big. That is
Yes.
huge. I currently have one heirloom, but if I were to get those shards, it would be super dope to be able to, I mean, get it for a wraith at this point. I think it'd
I
be
agree.
dope. Um, the kunai, But I
Little
in regards to
Naruto.
who I think is going to get their heirloom, from what I've seen, I mean, I think Bangalore, and I
Mm-hmm.
think you think the same thing. Because from what people have
Mm-hmm.
said, I mean, she was supposed to already have hers, but then there was changes made, so pushed it back. So maybe her, maybe Bangalore.
I I definitely agree. There's a lot. She's been rumored, along with a few other characters, to have gotten her heirloom a while back. She was actually supposed to get it before Gibby. They were going to give her Tonfa, which I actually think is a really cool idea. But however, with everything that was going on at the time, as far as like police brutality, the Tonfa looking a bit like a nightstick, they decided to kind of change it up. And then, from what the codes had, the idea was give her like a kokiri knife. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but honestly, it doesn't look that interesting. Like, I feel like knives are kind of basic, and we already have enough knives. But overall, it pushed her back. So then Gibby ended up getting his heirloom. So it's safe to say that she's probably next. I'm just curious to see what she gets, because I'm not sure what they could do for her. Honestly, although I did have one idea, and I wanted to pitch it to you. What if she got like
Um, uh,
she got some form of brass knuckles?
I could 110% see Anita wield brass knuckles.
Exactly.
She's such a badass. I love Bangalore. I could definitely see her have some brass knuckles and just see her some cool animations where she's like cracking her fingers or something and
Mm-hmm.
like looking at it, and I
Tink
could
tink.
see it. I could see it. And of course she's gonna have to like explain what they are and how they're made and like 3 paragraphs and where they came from and how she. But like it's gonna be cool. It's gonna
Brass
be cool.
knuckles made out of metal, used to beat your ass really quick.
Brass
Like,
knuckles, knuckles made out of brass. Like, thanks, Anita. Like,
thanks for the
but
info.
so I think that's actually a pretty cool idea. I could see it. I really could see that, honestly.
I definitely think it would be a lot more interesting than the whole cookery knife thing. Like I said, there was like a picture of what it looked like. It didn't look all that appealing, and I just felt like they could do better for Bangalore. So hopefully she does end up getting something cool. And of course, there are some other characters who were supposed to get heirlooms a while back. I mean, my boy Crypto, I mean, he should have been had it based off leaks. And then, of course, there's been rumors that Watson might get one. So I feel like those are like the top three characters. I feel like, of course, Bangalore makes the most sense because, as we said before, and not to mention, these are the last of the original characters to get an heirloom. So go ahead and suit my girl up with a new heirloom. I think that would be really cool. But there's another thing that I want to talk about in the sense of heirlooms, because as we said, there's going to be this collection event. They're going to be bringing in all these old skins and everything. So a lot of people have been talking about what if the idea of us getting heirloom skins, like additional skins for each character's heirloom. I think that would be a really dope idea.
So yeah, it's interesting because I mean, I guess at one point, and still kind of, but heirlooms were just, I mean, they're rare, right? So it was something that not everyone had. So maybe they didn't feel the need to add these options to, stand out, which I get that. But now that the game's been out for a little bit, people are getting them. A lot of people have them at this point. It would be dope to see some way to, stand out. Um, and I think I sent something to you maybe yesterday or the day before, but I saw someone with a gold kunai for Wraith, and I was like, dude, this is really cool. And it was based off of achievements where off of melee kills. So if you killed
That's
someone
cool.
with the melee 100 times, you get this color, this skin. But then if you like, someone said if you did 1,000 melees, which me personally I'd never get, but if you did 1,000 melees, you unlock the gold kunai, the gold of that heirloom. I thought that was pretty cool. That's a pretty interesting idea, honestly.
I definitely think they should do something in that aspect because, as you said, like heirlooms seem very exclusive. Is beginning to become a bit more uncommon now, like instead of being rare. So like I feel like they should add a little bit more to it. Something like that, like using the melee, like using it melee multiple times to get it to gold or something like that would be really cool. Or just like I said, doing the skin thing in some form of way of achieving it would be cool as well. Like I'm really curious to see if they might take it to another level this season, but I mean, I guess only time will tell. I do hope though that they take a lot of people's advice, and I like the quotes that come with the heirloom, but I think heirloom finishers would be so much cooler.
Man, that would be so dope. First of all, me being an Octane main, although I've been using Wraith a good bit, but Octane is my love, all right? I love Octane. Um, I've never been a huge fan of his finishers. I just think they're kind of they're cool, but in comparison to other people's finishers, I just don't think they're just not better in my opinion. Um, so to be able to just like I don't know, man, just hit somebody with just stab somebody with a butterfly knife, I think that'd be dope.
Like, dude,
That'd be lit.
imagine a finisher like where he pins them down, he flicks it out, like flick it around real quick, and takes a part where you can stab it and injects them with the stem. They kind of go like a little crazy or something, like pass out.
That would be crazy. I wonder if that would be too much. Like
It
that.
might be a bit much, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wonder. Like, are they trying to avoid things like that for ratings and stuff, or, are they trying to cater to certain crowds? I mean, I get it, and I respect it, but it would be like you said, it'd be dope. Like Caustic would have some crazy finishers. My goodness, that psychopath. No
Oh yeah.
offense, Caustic main. No offense. All right,
bashing,
but Caustic would be, yeah, Caustic would be pretty scary.
bashing somebody in the head with that freaking big old gas hammer.
Exactly, dude. My goodness.
But I definitely, these are like some expectations I do have for heirlooms, and I honestly, just going back on something I said before, like with the collection event and everything being at the start of this season, in the slight tiny chance it doesn't end up being the main collection event, it would be really cool if we got an additional collection event. Like we got heirloom shards for the first one, then got heirloom. Oh my God, Bangalore's heirloom
Get those
for
heirlooms.
for the second event, or if we got Bangalore for the first event and an additional character for the second event, because a lot of people were talking about the idea of possibly getting two characters get an heirloom in one season. So I mean, I think that would be pretty cool as well.
Looks like Respawn's trying to get that money. I see.
Now,
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing, Respawn. Because I'm not gonna lie, you're probably gonna get me.
oh yeah,
You're
my wallet's theirs.
yeah, you're probably gonna get me. Well, let me ask you this: would you, if we had to choose between the two, would you rather them just do the Bangler heirloom or do the free shards?
Oh, do the free shards, of course, because I mean, what I was saying with that is do the free shards, but have Bangalore heirloom coincide with that release. That's
Mm,
more so what I'm thinking, because I mean I would 100% rather have the free shards because I'm trying to get that Bloodhound axe, but I
very
mean
true.
it could go either way.
I just would hate for Bangalore to like be timed to release at a certain point and then it like get pushed back because they decided to do the free shards instead. But then again, I the free shards will let me get Wraith's Kunai, so I don't know. But Bangalore, like you said, she deserves her heirloom at this point,
Definitely.
100%.
All right, so time for our final topic of this discussion. So, as you already know, right before the end of the season, when they brought King's Canyon back, we got a little bit of Mirage lore where he had a phone playing audio, of course, in the ship. It was his mother. You got to see how she's dealing with like having her issues remembering, and of course, we got the reveal that Mirage's two brothers were the characters that were in Titanfall 2, and then of course with Horizon's lore. I don't want to spoil it for you because I know you haven't done it yet, even though you need to go do it, get that loading screen. But you know, we get a little bit more on Horizon as well. So that makes me wonder as well, what kind of story will we be seeing in season A? I know you don't really play the stories much, but I mean, we've been getting some pretty decent stories. Nothing has been on the scale of season 5. However, I do hear that they're trying to bring another story that's going to be on that scale. I'm guessing that's probably going to be a surprising thing that we get in season 9. But like, what kind of story do you think we might get, or like, what character do you think we might focus on? Because season 7 was the
Mm.
only story we've gotten since we've gotten a story that did not focus on the new character. I mean, season 5 dealt with Loba, season 6 dealt with Rampart, season 7 did not deal with Horizon. Instead, it dealt with Lifeline.
So, first off, I am terrible when it comes to watching the stories because or reading, right? Um because I want to, but then I get so stuck in like playing ranked or something, and time goes by, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this time aside, I'm gonna do it, and then it's like the end of the split by the time I do it. It's terrible. I need to change that. But um um as far as the Horizon, I didn't do that teaser or that lore myself, but I did watch Structal do it. Shout out to Structal because you put me on and that person they are like so accurate and so informative. I'm just amazed at how close they get to things
He don't
with this game.
miss.
He he does not miss at all. So
That's that aim assist for you. No,
you
I'm
saw the
joking.
aim assist.
Yeah, that aim assist on fleek, bro.
Hey, for real, turned up 100%. um I I'm like really I'm from what I saw from Structal, although I still will do the lore myself because I do, like you said, the loading screen. I think you get a charm as well.
Yes.
I do want that charm. I'm pretty like I'm in love with Horizon's story, man. I think it's like super sweet, and I think it's dope. Like how much like she just seems like a great mom. Like she seems like a wonderful mom, and I just want to see more about what kind of happened with her son, and if I want to see that progress. So I mean, I wonder if maybe they'll do some more stuff with that, possibly.
Well, I mean, in the teaser, you don't necessarily get a conclusion of her story, but it just you, you get enough to know
Enough.
that things are good. So it would be nice to see. It would be nice to see like her get like extended part of her story like in season 8. Personally, though, I'm hoping for a few story because you already know he got the stuff going on with Maggie. I want to see if she's gonna be like further messing with the Apex games and his involvement in it, and just the characters that Fuse is just gonna be like, who his group of people gonna be, because like I've noticed with each of these stories, everybody has like the little group. The first story, you had every character actually with the first story, and of course you had your main ones, Loba, Revenant, and Bangalore in season 5. Season 6, it was all about Mirage, Pathfinder, and Rampart, which we got to see a little look of Ash, who might be a future
Mm.
character. And then season 7, we got to see Lifeline's little squad with her, Gibby, Octane, and Pathfinder, which is pretty interesting seeing like the dynamic between the characters. So I'm really hoping for like another cool group. I think Octane, like I said, would be great to have with Fuse. I feel like he would work well. Of course, while Maggie's not playable, have her there as well with Fuse, and then just another good character that'll mesh well with them. I think that what's his name, Bloodhound would be another good character because we've yet to see him really involved in the story aside from like season 5, but like he didn't really say much, so.
Well, first we have to acknowledge how much of a badass Bloodhound is as well. I know I mentioned how much Bangalore is, but Bloodhound as well, because when Fuse tried to slap Bloodhound's butt, my goodness, with the quickness.
Hey, they wasn't having it.
They were not having it at all. Like with the quickness, you try it, I will shoot. You won't be coming to these Apex games, buddy. Like you'll end up just like Forge if you even try. So I was like, my goodness, that is so funny. But I do agree with you though. As cool as Horizon story is, and how touching it is, that lore did kind of have like a resolution. It kind of like resolved her story a little bit. So seeing what Fuse has going on over at Salvo, learning more about that would be really cool. It would be. I want to see what the heck's going on with Maggie, because she clearly has a couple of things she's working through right now. She does not want to see this man leave.
And she don't want to see our man succeed, man. That's crazy. Like, you already blew off his arm. Like, what more do you want from him? Like, chill.
Buddy lost his whole arm and was just like, toss it. I have no use for it. Bro, like, what?
Hey, that's a badass for you though, man.
Like, I don't need that arm, dude. Like, what? Yeah, that was crazy. But it would be cool, and I think Octane would honestly find Fuse to be like amusing. But he has a robotic arm at this point, right? Like a metal arm.
Yeah.
So the whole prosthetics, like we said at one point earlier, I think it'd be pretty dope to see them talk.
Definitely. Well, all right, man. That is actually all of our topics. I was going to ask you, do you have any other things that you've kind of thought of that, like, about season 8, and just going back to like the whole expectation thing, like any other things about season 8 that you're just hype about, that you hope happen, or anything like that?
So actually, yeah, I have one thing. I think that it's very interesting because, okay, so with any type of story, action story, we have to have some type of love, right? There has to be like people who fall in love, right? And clearly we can see with this game, people are starting to, have these sparks amongst them, and people are starting to kind of really like each other, and it's dope to see. Mm-hmm. Fuse seems like he might be the type of character to kind of shake some things up. So in my head, I'm wondering, with Fuse coming in, I wonder if he's going to like shake up any little romance. Is he going to maybe kind of, he's going to be a little house, like a little home wrecker maybe? Because because for some reason, I see like Fuse and Sheila. Fuse and Rampart.
Oh, Lord.
Having some type of like interesting conversation. I don't know, like Rampart's the type of person who names her gun, clearly. For some reason, I don't know, I feel like Fuse names his guns. Like, I feel like Fuse is the type to name, like, I don't know, his 30-30 repeater's name is like Archibald or something. Like, I don't know, he has a gun named Archibald or something. They're going to talk about it, and they're gonna be like, huh, wow, like, we have a lot in common. I don't know. Mirage. Watch out, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm gonna mess up that little relationship. Well, we don't know necessarily if, like, Crypto and Watson full on got something going on, but they're getting closer, and then of course they're supposedly Loba and Bangalore might start having a thing. So I mean, he might get in there, shake up some stuff. I can see him messing and teasing Bangalore or something like that. Like, I'll be down to see it. He definitely seems like that kind of guy that just loves to mess around. I mean, mayhem is his thing. Let's call some mayhem with the legends. Yeah, so I heard you like so-and-so. Just stir some stuff up, man.
Exactly. And I guess actually let me not be too hasty, because we actually do not know too much about him. So we don't even know his sexuality. So we don't, in general, he might shake some things up. I want to see how that dynamic, if it changes at all, these relationships. I want to see how it turns out.
Hey, he was enjoying them butt slaps, so yeah, you never know.
He gave a real nice grab on Caustic, so we're gonna see what happens.
Boy got a handful of that thing.
Oh my goodness, that
Oh
was so funny, dude.
gosh. But all right, guys, that's gonna be it for this first live discussion. Definitely was a good one. We're definitely gonna be back talking about some more stuff, of course, throughout the course of season 8 of Apex Legends. Poetify, you can go ahead. Do you have any links or anything you want to tell people to make sure they go check out?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm on Twitter. That's just Poetify as it says on the screen, one Y. But on Twitch, I am Poetify with two Y's. You know, you gotta switch it up on them sometimes. Just kidding. It was taken, so I had to do that. But you could check me out on Twitch where I stream pretty much Apex shooters, RPGs, stuff of around there. So
Alrighty. So as always, if you guys did enjoy the stream, please be sure to support us by dropping a like if you're on YouTube, and definitely giving the both of us a follow on Twitch. We're going to be trying to make sure that we do this a lot more often with all the stuff that's going to be happening in Apex, of course. And we actually have more people that we're going to introduce you guys to these live discussions, so I definitely hope y'all can look forward to that. But make sure that you do follow, subscribe, whatever it is, and what platform you're watching, and just keep up with us for more Apex content. This is Legend X Ronin, and we'll see y'all in the next live discussion.
peace.